Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another event video here on Marvel Strike Force. Today, we're going to be talking about two turtle doves. Yes, we are almost to the end of this countdown of the events. We do have some KAHHORI shards that we're going to be getting in this event, and apparently some Medusa shards, or maybe it's just Path to Medusa orbs. I'm not exactly sure what we're getting out of that, but apparently that's related to the Winter's Peak Tower, which we're going to be talking about in the beginning of the video before we do get into the math. Otherwise, this video is going to help you know exactly what you need to do to at least get those KAHHORI shards. So if you're ready to go, well, let's boil this down. Okay, now I am recording this on Saturday. I have not seen a new JSON file pop up with relation to Tower. So I don't know if we're getting new floors on the Winter's Peak Tower, or if it's literally just renaming it from Source Satellite, or hell, maybe they'll even just launch it as Source Satellite. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be doing. But this one talks about having Medusa shards available. And then later down below, it just says like Path to Medusa. So I don't know if we're getting flat Medusa shards or if it's just what we're going to be getting in those path orbs. Also says diamonds for Storm, Falcon, and Beast. We'll see, like how generous they are. And so if you are thinking about getting diamonds for them, if you haven't already, you might want to hold off just to see what it is. There is going to be a leaderboard as well. So it says battle through 50 floors of foes from your roster. And just keep in mind, this is like Sword Satellite. So you do need to have at least 5 yellow stars on your character. So if your newer characters do not have that, you're not going to be able to use them, which is probably going to be the case for like Night Stalkers, anything past Night Stalkers, honestly. You should probably have a 5-star Orcus character, or most of them at 5-star at this point. But Night Stalkers, you probably won't. I don't have them. So you're going to be using partial teams at best if you can. And there are checkpoints every 5 floors, basically up to 40. So there is no 45th. It's like 40 to 50. If you lose any of that, you drop down to 40. Now, what you can do, for those of you who forget about Sword Satellite, you can retreat and you don't lose the floor progress. Make sure that when you're doing that, when you're running this on Monday, if there's new content, I might do some recording on it, but I haven't seen anything that indicates new floors. It might just be the ones that we had last time, which I think was in July. I don't remember when the last Sword Satellite was. Now, down below here, it does talk about the leaderboard rewards for red stars for them. It says Armory 19 and snow globes. And this is within the milestone rewards. It says Path to Medusa orb fragments. It doesn't say flat shards. And then the milestone points for the event, which, again, we don't know how many, because I don't know if it's going to go into preview at all. But as of recording, anyways, I haven't seen any. And then some gear fragments. Now, hopefully, this will be a little bit more generous than the garbage events that we've had so far, which is Frozen Dimension. And Temporal Cataclysm had a little bit of stuff when we found out that we could actually get there's hidden rewards that honestly I feel that they didn't even know existed. That's a different topic of conversation. But the weird thing is that, so for just to kind of reiterate about Medusa, they did talk about Medusa in the blog up here, that starting December 29th, there's going to be a weekly free claim for 15 shards. So in about 6 weeks, you would get her unlocked free to play at least. So there's that, I suppose. And then over the course of 3 months, we'll get 180 shards. So for those of you who missed this portion of the blog. But otherwise, let's get started with some of the math stuff. Let's go into full screen mode here. First of all, this is Absolute Assault for this week. I do want to talk about this. I want to look at this a little bit. Sometimes, so I don't think they did it this time, but they actually raised the bar. If you caught my video from the other day when I was talking about Purple ISO and Spotlight Raid, they did actually, they nerfed actually this milestone previously from 30,000 credits to 20,000. So that's a little bit unfortunate there, but it looks like this one's staying the same. So that's good, I guess, because this is going to be the, or wait, maybe this isn't the last one. Maybe there's one more week of Absolute Assault until we hit January, the January events, and then we're going to be changing to a Spotlight Raid Alliance milestone. So let's get to the math for this one. Let's go back here. The Two Turtle Doves. So this is a 7-day event that requires showcase energy, spending snow globes, and buying the 2024 orbs. Now, the best of 2024 orbs. Well, I don't like this because it seems like they're basically telling us what to do with our snow globes. Now, you do not have to engage with this, However, if you don't, then you're going to be losing out on a fair bit of points, which I don't like. We're gonna talk about this. So 280,000 is the total points. Those are your whale stones. You need I'm going to say the goal is 144k, but I don't think a lot of us are going to get there. So if you don't get to 144k, milestone 14 does give you 70 shards. So I think the 70 Kahori shards will be fairly easy to get. The 100 though is going to require basically you doing really well in Winter's Peak, the tower mode, right? And then the web milestone gives you 20,000 points. We'll be adding that down to the bottom. Spending snow globes, you need to do 600,000. But they want you to buy these 2024 orbs because you're getting 12,000 points per. Now it says earn one best of 22. I believe when you buy it, like from the supply store, or not, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure because you're not actually buying the orb. You're opening it with snow globes, which would be an open function. I'm not sure. Now, this is a tough one because I'm not sure if this actually is going to give you the points or not. But there's no other way to do it, so it's got to be right. This is a bit confusing to me. I'll be honest, and I feel like I'm going to need someone to guinea pig this when this starts on Monday. Someone in my Discord server that's going to like open one of these to see if you get 12,000 points. But it says in the blog, it says in the table, it says earn one best of 2024 orb for 12,000 points. It doesn't even like add up properly because it's really like you need to open 3 of these, but because you can't open 2.5. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with this. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the 2024 orb, this stuff here, the fragments, are also the stuff that are in frozen dimensions. So yeah, right. They gave you like 400 fragments, which, as far as I'm aware, is not a full orb. I think normally, like most orbs, you need 2,000 fragments. So I'm a little bit at a loss with that one. Anyways, you do get 10 points per showcase force. This is your absolute A force showcase energy. So this is a lot of points here. And then really that's about it. And also doing the tower mode. I guess I should probably put tower mode in here. Winter's Peak Tower, right? Because you're getting points through that as well. Now, the showcase energy points is quite substantial. So if you are doing 200 cores a day, and if you do have KAHHORI or any of the A-Force characters unlocked, you can use your showcase energy to farm snow globes. And so you'll get a good double dipping for that. It's not bad. I have 4-star KAHHORI, so I'll be, using my cores to get the snow globes and farm the snow globes up. And so you'll get about 48,000 points if you're doing 200 cores daily, which is a good chunk of points for that. Again, I'm going to assume that we can do this just because if we can double dip with buying the orb, if we don't get the points from buying the orb or from like opening it through the snow globes, then that's a completely different conversation that we're going to have like after Monday. As far as the milestone points go from Winter's Peak, we don't know. I don't know how many are going to be, how much is going to be in there, so I can't include it at this point. So here's what's going to happen, right? If we do the 48,000, and if we assume that we can get the 30,000, we add the 20,000 from the web milestone and the 3,500 from the free claim, because almost always it's like a 500 free claim. That brings us to 101,000 points. So this is without the tower milestones, because I don't know what's in there. And that gets us to milestone 14 almost. Which means you're gonna have to make a little bit of progress into Winter's Peak, right? And so I want to take a look at the chart here and kind of where does that get us, right? So let's go into full screen mode. You can see the KAHHORI shards on the right hand side here. So 5, 10, 15, 25, 45, 70, which is milestone 14 here, and then 30 more at milestone 15. The only problem is that there's a big jump here from 109k to 144k. That's a fair bit of a jump, unless Winter's Peak actually bridges the gap quite a bit. We don't know how many milestone points are going to be in there yet, but you can see that it says earn one best of 2024. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because you're not really earning it. You're opening it with the currency, and I don't know if that counts as earning. Traditionally, earning, you have to receive you have to receive it in some way. That's how you're earning it. Like when you get, I don't know, when you earn it from a reward, from a payout, an inbox, something like that counts as an earning. Opening normally has its own scoring where it says open orb or open this, right? And then you get the points for that. So I'm not 100% sure here. Either way, I think that getting to milestone 14 is going to be fairly simple to do. That's going to net you about 70 KAHHORI shards. We also got the free 25 from the Winter Wonderland Chapter 1. So and combined with like the 70 here plus the 25, I think there was a free claim somewhere, and some of the path to Kahori ores that you would have received at this point. I think it's going to be pretty easy, at least to get that stuff. As far as pushing more, I don't know how far we will actually be able to get, whether or not we will be able to get to, say, milestone 16 through sorts. I keep saying Sword Satellite, Winter's Peak. There's a 5 million gold milestone here, which isn't bad, and 1,000 dark promotion credits, but I don't see us really like what you could do. Maybe if they're super generous about this, about the milestone points that we're getting in the Winter's Peak, it is possible that you could, because you're getting 10 milestone points per energy spent. So you're getting basically 1,000 per refresh on the forceful energy, on the showcase energy. So maybe, there might be a path forward. I don't think there probably won't be. I think that's too high free to play. But if you wanted to do a bunch of refreshes in order to get more points, you get basically 1,000 points per refresh. So do keep that in mind if you're trying to push a particular milestone. Now, my final notes for this event. We're not going to be talking at Zombie at the Party yet, so we're going to be talking about that next week. This event is not a leaderboard. So again, getting 70 Kahhori shards free to play is going to be quite reasonable, but more is going to require tower progress, and we do not know too much about that. If it's the same as last time, then it should be a pretty easygoing event. Unfortunately, though, this tower is more designed for wider rosters. And just to let people know, this is something that you do have to do every single day. Winter's Peak, aka Sword Satellite, aka whatever, that tower, you do have to do every single day. It typically appears in the Blitz tab, and it is something that you're gonna that resets at the Blitz timer reset, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 4 p.m. Pacific right now. So that's the time that resets for Blitz, and then you can do it once per day. We'll see when it launches, because I know there's been a mismatch in the past between the 1 p.m. launch for the events, or the 1/2 p.m. event for the launch, and then the Blitz launch at 4. Normally, they push and wait for the tower to launch with the Blitz timer here, which will be at 4 p.m. Pacific. So there might be a 3-hour gap for when the event launches, but when the tower actually launches, that has happened in the past before. So do keep that in mind. If it does show up early, you'd want to get in there early, because of the reset timers. They've screwed that up before, actually. So we'll see what ends up happening, because they're on holiday, right? And they're not going to be around to fix any bugs. So we'll see if there's any issues. Of course, I will be here on Monday if anything hits the fan, as usual, because I'm still around. So yeah, we'll see. Otherwise, I am looking forward to the tower. I really hope that they don't go 0 for 3 on events. I can't imagine that happening. Well, actually, I know I can. I don't know why I said that. I can imagine it happening, but I really hope that it doesn't. And I hope that the players actually get a win for once, because I do like playing the towers, whether it's Sword Satellite or Winter's Peak or it's Escape from Kiln. I do like these tower modes. So that's going to be it for now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I will have the tables posted on my Discord server as usual on Monday at the reset time. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, that's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.